I'm in the Case Farm All 75C tractor, and I'm taking with me my pair of double hay rakes. I'm putting those away. I just got finished using those. I made hay on Saturday. Today's Tuesday, so I've let the bales sweat, as they call it, for a few days, and just sitting in the field, and now I'm ready to stack them, put them in a line in the hay lot. So I need to move them over from the field where I baled them into my hay lot that I have up here. So I'm going to put the brakes away, connect up to the forks on the front of the tractor and my hay wagon, and start moving some hay. You ever wondered what's the difference between a Case C model versus an A model? The C model is like the deluxe, and we were at the dealership where I bought my original open station Case 75C, and I liked the controls of this tractor because it was the same. I mean, everything's the same on this tractor as the one I had before. If you look at some of my earlier videos, you'll see that I had an earlier model Case 75C. So I was just familiar with all the controls. Everything's, I mean, it's still kind of the same with the 75A, but the C's are just a little bit nicer, so that's, I opted for the deluxe trim. But I do enjoy this right here, that air conditioning. I don't know how I did it, made hay in that open station tractor. And I know there's guys out there that do that all the time with really old equipment, and that's great for them, but here in my part where I'm at in Texas, it's tough. Alright, got the hay wagon connected up. Off we go. I did string tie on all these bales on this field. I had some issues with the net wrap on my baler last season, and I believe I got the issue sorted out, but I have a lot of string, and I thought I'm going to take a break from the net wrap this season, use up the string, and see how this goes. I like it a little bit better because I can I can watch what the baler's doing when it's string tying, because it's right in front of the baler, whereas the net wrap, it's all done from the back, and I can't tell, other than what the monitor tells me. I can't tell if it's having issues, if it's over wrapping, under wrapping, binding up, and I've had a lot of bales in the past that just didn't get wrapped at all, but the monitor told me it completed successfully. So I just like being able to watch it and know that my bales are getting wrapped at least properly with string. So I don't know, I kind of liked it. It takes a little bit longer, but not bad, to run the string tire, but it may be what I just do going forward. Plus the cost of that net wrap is so expensive. My hay lot, and off to the left of the tractor is 2023 hay that I didn't need to feed out, and I kept it back because we've been in a drought the past few years. I'd say the past at least 2 years, maybe even 3 years. The summers have been getting really dry. I've been having to feed hay several months earlier than normal. So I wanted to have some hay to be able to cover in case we had another drought in 2024. Otherwise I would have sold that hay. That's pretty decent hay. But I figured just in case we weren't able to produce much hay this season, as was the case because of the extreme amount of rain that we got. I've got a little bit held back. I'm still going to need more hay to make it through this winter, but I've got a couple more fields to cut yet. So I think I'll be all right. Happy to have some 2023 hay, maybe a year old, but it looks edible for my cows at least. Let's go get another load. Grass is coming up. I cut this last Wednesday and today's the following Tuesday, so it's been 6 days and the grass has just popped really good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a second cutting. We'll see. We really need some more rain now. As much as I've been griping about getting too much rain in the spring, we've kind of dried out here lately. Could use another shower or two to get this grass to grow, and then I'd be able to get one more cutting. That'd be excellent. But we'll see. I don't know if you saw in my last video when I was working in the shop, I bought a 3-point ag spray sprayer. It's 225 gallons and I've used it a handful of times just to kind of experiment with it, figure out the chemical ratios that I need to use for such a bigger sprayer. I was shopping for a 150 gallon sprayer because that's what I thought was kind of like the max that would fit on the back of this tractor as far as weight it goes. And actually I had been advised that by Remco. Remco's another sprayer manufacturer, and they said for a 75 horsepower tractor 150 gallons is appropriate tank size. But I started looking at the ag spray and they've come up with a new design that kind of follows the contour of the back of the tractor, so it gets it in closer to the 3-point hitch. And so when I went up there to the dealer and asked them what size would fit, and they said 225. If anything, just don't fill it up all the way if it's a little too heavy. And I like that because I have a International 986 tractor that is, 105 horsepower, massive old iron tractor that could definitely handle it if this thing couldn't. But I filled it up all the way to 225 and did several fields, and it performed excellent. I didn't have no issues or concerns that it was overweight or anything. I haven't sprayed this field yet. I was going to let the grass kind of come up as it's doing, so as soon as I start seeing some weed pressure, which I don't see any right now, but as soon as I start seeing that pop, and I'll get on it with some spray. But I like what I see right now. Just wish we could get some of these clouds to gather up and give me a little bit of rain. Stacking this hay over here in this lot, was thinking how in the past I would finish baling in that pasture that I was just in, and after letting the bales sweat for a couple of days, I would always go around the pasture and pick up the bales and put them in a line there on that same pasture. And then later on in the year I'd come pick them up on the wagon, and I was thinking that's a lot of extra handling of those bales that I was doing. instead of just picking them up like I'm doing now, like let them sit for a couple of days in the pasture and then just come pick them up on the wagon, take them off the wagon and put them in the hay lot and let them sit there. I've had a lot of instances where the hay forks will dig into the bale and kind of tear up the sides. This avoids the number of times that could happen, so I don't know, this is probably something I'm going to be doing from now on. I've always stacked the hay over on that other pasture, and I think it's because I was just kind of done with the process and I didn't feel like going to all the extra effort of having to haul it back into the hay lot and unload it and all that. But this is actually the best way to do it as far as the condition of the hay goes, so that's why I'm doing this now, getting it out of the way.